better be ready for it. Any questions before I start to read from Nectar of Instruction? Tonight we're going to read the text 5. No? Okay. Be that way. This is a beautiful shloka. Kṛṣṇeti yasya giri manasādriyeta dīkṣāsti chet praṇatibhiś bhajantam īśam śuśrūṣayā bhajana-vijñam anya nindādi-śūnya-hṛdam īpsita-saṅga-labdhyā. This is just exquisite shloka. One should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Lord Kṛṣṇa. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, dīkṣā, and is engaged in worshiping the deity. And one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others. So this sums up the etiquette of the devotional communities. There are 3 stages of devotional service and 3 kinds of devotees. The neophyte stage, the intermediate stage, and the advanced stage, or the kanishta adhikari, the madhyama adhikari, and the uttama adhikari. And this gives their different lakshana, qualities. And basically, if anybody chants Hare Krishna, even one time, they're considered a great soul. And what does that mean? Well, we mentally honor them. We treat them with respect. We give them all courtesy. Because as a pious living entity, they are rightfully situated in their relationship with Krishna. And they have begun the process of devotional service. So we offer them our mental respects. But a devotee who has advanced to the point where they are executing devotional service under the direction of a bona fide spiritual master and have accepted initiation, and then they're worshiping the deity according to the rules and regulations of the Shastra. Now, this is someone who's more advanced. This is someone who is actually following the complete process of sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti has 2 stages. It has the beginning stage, where one follows the rules and regulations from the scriptures on the basis of authority. And then it has an advanced stage where one follows the same rules and regulations, but based on spontaneous love. So both these types of devotees deserve our respect because they are fully engaged in devotional service according to the authorized process. Then there's the devotee who is, as he says, advanced in undeviated devotional service, and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others. So, undeviated devotional service means pure devotional service. He's not doing anything else. He's not deviating. He's not going into any other process. He's not entertaining any other object in life other than to please Krishna. He has complete engagement in devotional service 24 hours a day, and there's no other goal in his life, no other objective, no other process. He's completely free from the materialistic tendency to criticize. Sometimes you see that we criticize people, but that's just to instruct our devotees as to what is the correct path of devotional service. We do this, I mean, this is the way we are anyway, you know. Who is going to give those instructions by which one can come to the path of perfect, pure devotional service? Only one who has attained it himself. So we have to give instructions. We have to show our students how to live their lives so that they can attain this too. So, of course, as a part of that, we have to find their faults sometimes. But that's a different thing than having the propensity to criticize others. The fault-finding propensity is a kind of meanness that goes deep into the heart. You know, you wouldn't say that a parent hates their child if they punish the child when they're about to do something wrong or stupid. The child is about to touch the hot stove, and the parent says, "No, don't do that." Not because the parent hates the child, but because the parent loves the child and wants to teach him, hey, you don't put your hand on the hot stove. See? And maybe he takes the child's hand and holds it a little bit over the stove so he can feel how hot it is. See? So that's not out of meanness. That's done out of love. That's done out of a desire to see the child grow up and learn how to live properly. But what they're talking about here, what Rupa Goswami is talking about here, is a person who likes to criticize others in order to build up his own position. In other words, the competitive instinct or the competitive urge of material consciousness. And we see this in the material world. Everyone is arguing with everyone else, especially in Kali Yuga. You can have an argument at the drop of a hat, or the drop of the click of a mouse. Go to any forum on the internet, even one that supposedly caters to intelligent people and spiritual people. I mean, there are some forums that cater to devotees that are just, I mean, you don't have to say anything. All you have to do is say, you know, Hare Krishna, and somebody will start arguing with you. I stay away from those. You see, on our forum is remarkably free of this kind of nonsense. Because, well, we don't tolerate it. And we don't tolerate this argumentative spirit in our ashram either. Actually, we haven't really had any trouble with it since a certain devotee decided to leave. So, the pure devotees are devoid of the propensity to argue and criticize because they're engaged in the process of pure devotional service, and Krishna is giving them pleasure from within. They're actually feeling satisfied. Their hearts are satisfied. Because their hearts are satisfied, they have no need to find fault in others. They have no need to start useless arguments or to try to one-up the other guy and engage in this kind of competition. The competitive spirit is very destructive. I remember when I was a youngster being in school, and it seemed like all the other young kids did was fight and argue. You go on the playground and, you know, some kid is pushing another kid down, and the two other kids are pounding each other with their fists, and then, you know, they're trying to play some game, and they play the game for about 30 seconds, and then there's an argument about whether that was fair, or this was right, or who broke this rule or that rule. It seemed like the day was just like wall-to-wall arguments. I remember being very disgusted with this. And, you know, sometimes I would see a group of students over on one side, and they were actually relating to one another in a friendly mood. And to me, this was very attractive. Usually it was the older students. The younger students were more nonsense. But actually, as I grew older, I got to see that there were still arguments among the older students, but they were just more subtle. They had learned the art of diplomacy. And so now, instead of just blurting out whatever they felt, they were able to hide it and put some nice polished face on it. So it became covert. Instead of overt hostility, it became covert hostility, which is actually even nastier, because then you can't really see, who's against you or who your enemies are. So we had very bad feelings about this, and I always thought that, if I could just find some really spiritually advanced people, then there wouldn't be the same kind of argument and criticism all the time. But then I remember